Seems like a very complex issue to wrap your brain around.
It is, Casey, and that's why people who are hurt on the job, you always want to talk to a lawyer about these issues because they are quite complicated, especially the workers' comp rules. If you don't practice that area of the law, then you are going to be lost. So it's always good to consult a workers' comp attorney, and thankfully tonight we have with us Andy Anderson. Andy, welcome to the show. Andy, you have been practicing law for 32 years. You're licensed not only in Georgia and Virginia, but you've handled just about every type of personal injury case there is. Workers' comp, products cases, asbestos cases, but tonight we're focusing on workers' comp. So let me ask you, Andy, when people call your office, what is the one question, or when they come to see you, what is the one question you probably hear most often about workers' comp questions?
Well, thank you for having me, Jana. That is a very interesting question. I would say the number one concern that people have when they call me regarding a work-related injury is what are they going to do about the medical treatment, how they're going to go about getting their medical treatment, and who's going to pay the medical bills, and how are they going to receive income while they are out of work. If for some reason they are disabled and have to miss time from work, they want to know how they're going to get compensated for that, and how much they're going to be compensated, and when they're going to be compensated. And so those two issues are the main concerns that I get when people call me, are the medical issues and the income issues.
So how does a person, if they're hurt on a job, decide which doctor to go to?
Well, the employer is obligated to have a panel of physicians with 6 doctors listed on the panel. 2 of those doctors have to be orthopedic doctors. So they have to pick one of the doctors, and every doctor on that panel is assumed to be authorized, so they can go to the doctor of their choice, assuming they're on that panel.
So the employee can just pick any one off of that panel?
Yes, the employee can do that, but what the employee usually does is ask the supervisor or ask someone that represents the employer to help them make that determination to pick the appropriate doctor for the appropriate injury that the person suffered.
Now, if you are injured in an on-the-job accident, what are the first 2 or 3 things you need to do immediately?
The first thing you need to do is to contact your supervisor, to tell your supervisor or your foreman that you suffered an injury on the job, and give the details of that, and basically file an accident report, and to make sure that that is done. If for some reason you're unable to file a claim, or to tell someone, for instance, you may have gotten knocked out, or there's a serious injury and you're having to go to the hospital in an ambulance, and you don't have the opportunity to explain the injury, it'll be done for you by your supervisor or the foreman.